Former U.S. intelligence contractor Edward Snowden remains in Russia after being granted temporary residence for up to 3 years. The United States accuses Snowden of espionage after going public with some key intelligence documents, and the consequences of that are still being felt in the intelligence community. Well, VOA senior analyst Andre de Nesnera has been following the Snowden case and joins me now here in the studio. And Andre, how much has changed since Edward Snowden's revelations over the past year or so?
It's difficult to say what has changed, but remember that one of the things that Edward Snowden wanted to achieve, and he said it, is that he wants the United States public to be involved in a discussion about the wide range of programs that the intelligence services have. And so that has absolutely opened up the Pandora's box, if you will. You have a number of laws going to go through Congress. You have a presidential group that gave some recommendations. So a lot of things are moving now. How far they will go, it's still to be seen.
Now, there's certainly been a lot of uproar about what the U.S. has been doing as far as surveillance with other countries internationally, and I presume it's had some sort of an effect on countries around the world.
Absolutely. One of the revelations was that the United States was spying on its allies. So you have ally versus ally. For example, the key question was Angela Merkel, the German chancellor. Her cell phone was bugged. So one would, and of course there was a big tiff. One would argue that you don't spy on allies, but it's been a historical case all the time. I mean, there's nothing new. I mean, I wasn't surprised to know that, oh, we're spying on the French, they're spying on us. I mean, it's nothing new. It's just basically because it was in the revelations within the whole Snowden affair, right, that it suddenly was blown up into.
So far, with the information that he's put out so far, is he a traitor, I guess is the question.
Well, that is a question that everyone is asking, because if you go strictly by the legislation, by the law, he isn't, because treason is levying war against the United States. In other words, bring conscription or paying soldiers to wage war. So in that strict sense, no, he's not. Others say, no, wait a minute. He came out. These are secret documents. These are classified documents. Surely it has hurt the American intelligence community to have them out. So he is a traitor. So there's this discussion on that specific level.
Now, we hear about Edward Snowden, but has this sort of thing occurred before? Have there been other sort of Edward Snowdens that we've never really heard much about?
It's interesting you ask, because yes, I've done some research on that specifically, because everybody is, of course, as you say, talking about Snowden, Snowden, Snowden. But in 1960, two NSA officials, two NSA employees, William Martin and Bernard Mitchell, defected to the Soviet Union at that time, in 1960. This was a couple of years after the creation of the NSA. And they also felt, oh my goodness, this is what we're going to say. We're going to reveal all of these surveillance things. And you know what they also revealed? That allies were spying on allies. This is 1960. Right. So here we are X amount of years later, and this big, so anyway, they came out, they held a press conference, and after that they more or less disappeared. Right. But that specifically, these two were NSA employees just after a couple of years of the creation of the NSA. So Snowden is not the first one, no.
Right. Interesting. Well, he's got more to come, I'm sure. Andre de Nesnera, our senior analyst, thanks for coming on to the program, my friend.
My pleasure.